views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, I'll keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try when...
Hello, welcome to my show, Patty's Page. My name is Patty Hunter. Today we are at Science Central, downtown Fort Wayne, Indiana. To my left is Martin Fisher, and thank you
My
for coming
pleasure.
on to my show. He's got a lot of hats he carries on. So we're going to find out more about him and with Science Central, what's new, what's coming up, and all that. So, the mission statement is what for Science Central?
Well, there are really 4 parts to it. Science Central is a regional resource that provides inspiring and fun, hands-on science education for all people of all ages.
Oh,
And it's really that hands-on piece that's so important for us as a science center. Many of your viewers are probably familiar with traditional natural history and science museums. They're collections-oriented and research-oriented. You can almost think of that as one end of the spectrum of the museum center
yeah.
continuum. And then kind of in the middle, you would have science centers. We don't have collections of exhibits in terms of, 1,000 bird specimens that are being studied,
No.
researched, and then publications occurring, or fossils, 10,000 fossils. But we want to make it hands-on. Our exhibits, visitors are allowed to touch, manipulate. Sometimes they're hands-on, sometimes they're body-on, where they have to be a part of the entire exhibit for it to work. So you've got that knowledge base on one side, the education side, and then you have science centers where we're trying to be both educational and entertaining. And then I suppose if you want to think of the other end of the spectrum, you'd have amusement parks, which are just pure entertainment.
This is for education.
It is. We definitely want our visitors to learn something, and we want them to be able to walk out saying, wow, that was fun. Science is kind of fun.
So, visionary statement, it's a premier gateway for informal science education
In the region.
in the region.
Yeah.
All Allen County or
Well, we certainly consider ourselves part of the city of Fort Wayne, yes, and Allen County, yes, and Northeast Indiana, yes, as well as Northwest Ohio, Southern Michigan, and that's really where a majority of our visitors are coming from.
so that's 3 states.
Yeah. Although we get people from pretty much every single state, where during the school year, it's mostly that Northeast Indiana and Ohio region.
Not too
However,
far.
when it's vacation, summer break, winter break, spring break, oh yeah, we're getting them from all around the country. And sometimes, they're coming back to town because they have relatives that are here. Other times they're from out of state and they just want to explore this region, the city and the county, going to us, going to a sports venue, going to another museum, going to the local restaurants. So we really do get people from all over the country that are visiting us.
Boy, what a state we're in. I had to throw that. Sorry. So, accessibility. You have ramps for people like me, wheelchairs and stuff.
We try to be as accessible as possible for everybody. We have an elevator. Now, granted, it's small because we are in an old 1929 to 1975 coal burning power plant. So when you're taking an old building and repurposing it, it's a little bit different from a ground up construction. But we do have an elevator that goes between all of the floors where we have exhibits and galleries. We have ramps, as you mentioned. We've tried to design our pathways, whether it's around the exhibits that are in the galleries, so that people can get by them, whether it's with canes or crutches or wheelchairs. And then we also, even in our demonstration areas, in our classroom areas, we can set up those spaces so that it would be accessible for a Girl Scout group that maybe has some mobility issues with some of their members, or our demonstration theater, which is maybe getting used by families during regular days and the general public coming in, or maybe it's a school group that's coming in on a Wednesday morning for a field trip. So we do have as many of those accessibility components as possible. In fact, about a year ago, we completely gutted and redid our demonstration area.
Is it done?
It's all the way downstairs.
Oh,
In fact,
mercy.
we'll make sure to go take a
We'll
look
drop
at
in
it.
there, eh? I was there with them when we did put something in dry ice and it goes taken out.
That sounds like our liquid nitrogen activity,
Liquid nitrogen.
talking about the science of temperature and states of matter.
That was my fave. I almost got my hand caught in that critter, you know. Just kidding. Anyways, what are the membership fees? Are they very expensive?
No, we try to keep our membership fees as low and affordable as possible. We really want anyone to be able to visit Science Central, whether it's an individual or a couple that's coming in or a family and they just want to visit for the day. But we make our memberships at a level where if a family were to come a couple times a year, they would be able to save money. Our memberships are very flexible. We've designed them specifically to be able to meet the needs of as many people as possible. It allows 2 adults at the same household and any 6 kids.
Oh, 6.
So that means that if it's grandparents that are buying the membership, they could bring their grandkids with them. They could bring the cousins that are visiting from out of town. Or if it's a couple that's buying them for their own kid, getting the membership, they can have their kids come and visit, and some of their kids' friends would be able to come in as well. So we really don't care who those 6 kids are, because we want to, expose all of them to the fun science exhibits and technology exhibits that we have. And it allows it to be as flexible for those 2 adults as possible. It allows, divorced folks to come in, grandparents to come in, a single person to be able to come in with, some of their nieces and nephews. And the other nice thing about our memberships is that the Science Center field is really tight. We so strongly believe in science education.
Right.
So a membership at Science Central will actually get you into a couple of hundred other science centers around the country, actually around the world, for free. All you have to do is just bring your membership card, show them at the front desk of whatever science center you're going to, and you'll most likely be able to go in for free. Now, there are some places that might charge a small fee. Maybe they let you in for half price, or maybe they'll only let 2 adults and 2 kids in. So every place is different, but for the most part, a majority of the science centers will say, sure, we'll give you free admission for at least a certain number of people.
And elderly people, half price or full price? Or?
No, it's not full price. We do give discounts for senior citizens, AAA. We let some groups in, military, police get to come in for free. And we also are in something called the Blue Stars program, which is also designed for military. Maybe not active military. Active military get in for free, but with the Blue Stars program, there are discounts. And we actually have those discounts all year, not just during a specific time of year, which many of the other Blue Stars museums around the country will do. And there are a number of days that we offer throughout the year that are totally and completely free, because we really do want anyone to be able to come in. And then many, not all, but many of our last Saturdays of every month are also at a reduced price.
So what are the free days?
Oh, let's see. So we have 2 or 3 sponsored days by companies or corporations that are paying for admission. We're a partner of Be a Tourist in Your Hometown, which occurs every September with a lot of the other downtown attractions and events.
Schools and
So on those days, anybody can come in for free. And then, like I said, the last Saturdays, people would be able to come in at reduced prices. And then the discounts that I had mentioned to you for senior citizens and military teachers get in for free.
So, can they come in any time, or do you have to have an appointment if you're a crowd all the time?
If you're just a family, general public, couple coming in, family coming in, you can come in any of our operating hours. And those you can see, we've got them on our website, we've got them on our front doors if someone didn't check the website beforehand. And as long as you're here during those operating hours, then you're in for, be able to come in and visit, whether you're a member, whether you're a general public, whether you're a family. School groups, we do want them to book beforehand. That way we know how many students are coming in. Are there any particular programs that they want that correlate to some of the state standards? Maybe a teacher is going over a particular aspect of science in their classroom about the planets or geology or ecology. And we have many, many different programs, educational science programs that the teacher can request to help complement what they're teaching in the classroom.
So, if the kids are artistic or whatever, mentally or physically disabled, do you have special teachers to show them? Is it just you that teaches, or do you have others teaching the class?
We have an entire department of education staff, and they have a variety of backgrounds, everything from science to education to engineering, you name it. They've all been well trained to be able to work with the general public that comes in,
Right.
the school groups that come in, and even those special groups that come in, such as scouts or a teacher workshop that maybe they're presenting. And then to get to your question, if there is a teacher that has a special needs student or multiple students,
Yeah.
they can certainly communicate with our staff beforehand so we know and would be able to work with them. In addition, we do have disabilities days, special abilities days scheduled throughout the year where somebody would be able to come in. Either it could be a group, it could be a family, it could be a group home on those particular days,
Group
and
home.
all that information is on our website as well.
So your educators are not just for the children.
Exactly. Yeah, as a science center, we get everyone from the 2-year-old kid to the 202-year-old grandmother coming in. And that's just part of being a science center, open to anybody and everybody in the general public.
When do you close?
We're closed, and that's important because depending upon when this airs and when you're watching this,
Yes.
always say go to our website. But in general, when school is in session, first semester, second semester, and that's excluding spring break and winter break, we're usually closed Mondays and Tuesdays, open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 10 to 4, Saturday 10 to 5, and Sunday 12 to 5. When it's vacation time, spring break, winter break, summer vacation, the hours will vary, and we may be open on Tuesdays and we may even be open on Mondays, for example, and Mondays in July. In July, we're open 7 days a week.
Wow. Hope you're not here every day.
Maybe.
Maybe. You pay your time and a half.
It comes with the job and it comes with the enjoyment of what I get to do here.
So how long have you been with Science Central now?
Oh, wow. So let's see. I moved here in fall of 2007, so I'm almost at 16 years at this point.
8?
Very exciting.
Oh my stars. So your role is,
The executive director.
so were you that way when you started out here?
Yeah, I was hired by my board to assume the role of running Science Central, and my My formal title that's on all the government paperwork is actually president, but I just prefer the term executive director. It's something that's pretty common in the nonprofit field.
So for the fall of 2023 and the spring of 2024, what's coming up? You're going to show anything that's already here that goes to March? Or?
Well, let's see. Are you talking permanent exhibits or our temporary exhibitions? Because we have both.
R&R.
Okay.
R&R.
So for our temporary exhibitions, the one that we're going to have in the fall of 2023, fall of this year, it's a building one, an architecture one, and it's called Build It. And it's big blue polymer blocks that the visitors, kids and adults, will be able to assemble in any which way to create any kind of a structure they would like. And we even have a set of gray ones made out of the same material that can be assembled into dinosaurs. That exhibition will be on display for the first semester of the 2023-2024 school year. So it'll be here roughly end of September of 2023 through the holidays. And then for 2024, I'm already starting to book and schedule a number of them. Let's see, for the one that I'm going to have in second semester of the 2023-2024 school year, which is going to be roughly mid-January through Memorial Day weekend 2024. This is going to be an interesting one for us. It's an art exhibition, and it's going to be a series of quilts. And the quilts have been designed by professional quilters from around the country. We're booking this exhibition of all of these quilts, and it has a science theme relating to light, color, geometry. So we're going to correlate it to chemistry and science and mathematics, geometry, textiles. So it's going to be a really nice match for us.
Nice.
Then the one that we're going to have next summer of 2024, is going to be about science fiction with superheroes, monsters, movie things, collectible toys. I think a lot of the adults are going to enjoy that one. When they see some of the items, they're going to go, I recognize that item. I had it when I was a kid and played with it. And that we're going to be getting one of the largest private collections of science fiction and superhero and monster memorabilia owned by an individual in the nation. It's going to be here.
How about Betty Boop?
I don't know specifically all the pieces, because it's going to have thousands that are going to be on display.
Oh my goodness, it's going to have a guard here or there, you know. Little paws might try to take one special.
Oh, they'll all be, those objects will be in cases, but other objects may be classic movie framed pictures, sections of movies that will be getting portrayed, getting displayed. It's going to be a very exciting exhibit, I think.
So, we are at the point that we want to see some of the exhibits. Bob will go with you. I won't be able to be with you most of the time. I'll be here until you get back. So we're going to look at some of the seasonal and temporary, whatever, permanent, whatever. So let's start with that. So I'll leave you go and you start with that display of, is that a mammoth tooth?
It could be, yeah, I think so.
Wow, we gotta see that.
These are some of the display cases that we have at Science Central, and they've actually been here a very long time. We keep them because they're so popular, and it's filled with a variety of physical science, natural science collections, minerals, fossils, you name it. We were discussing some of the fossils that are in here a moment ago. Then there are also many different display cases right beside me, behind me over there, where the visitors can open them up and take a look at a variety of different components. Let me show you some of the newest pieces that we have for our live animals that we put in less than a year ago. All right, I'm going to kind of do a circle around some of our newest display cases for our live animals. We wanted to have some really nice professional quality cages, terraria, aquaria for our reptiles, our amphibians, our insects that we have on display. These animals are great representatives of the different types of animals in the animal kingdom. We have some of our larger ones, of course, in the display case over here. Swinging around, continuing to look counterclockwise, we have some of our mammal displays. We do have a chinchilla, and we have some bunny rabbits that are here. Continuing over on this side, yes, we're now taking a look at some of our insect representatives. So we have a colony of Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Now, one of the things that's really fun about a science center such as Science Central, when we redeveloped this entire area, the cages, the lighting, the flooring, the carpeting, we even put in brand new cabinetry. We now have plumbing that's up here, a table that we can use for prepping the food, and our visitors can not only watch us as we prep the food, but even help us as we're getting the food ready for the animals. Refrigeration is right here again, so it's easily accessible to the staff and easily viewable to the visitors. And we've also been bringing in more and more plants, and we have some cabinetry over there for some of our plant groups to come in and help with us with our displays. This is one of our latest permanent exhibits that we recently installed, and I really like it. It's a great exhibit to talk about the science of gears. Gears are objects that have teeth on the outside, or they can even be on the inside. There's a central axis, and the gear will spin around the axis, and it allows an engineer or us to be able to transfer motion. So right now I've got a bunch of them lined up. Why don't I add a couple of others in here? There we go. And it allows motion to occur from one point all the way to another point. And it doesn't matter whether it's a straight line like what I have here, or if it's a completely different shape. You can see that it still allows that motion to go from point A to point B. It's a great exhibit allowing our visitors to learn how the teeth of the gears need to be interlocked so that you do have motion, or how you may not have motion if more than one gear is touching each other. Excellent exhibit to learn about the science of gears. Here's another one of our newer exhibits. Northeast Indiana is so well known, both historically and even today, for industrial applications. So we have a die cutter machine over here where the visitors can take a piece of paper, place it on this die, put it into the rollers, which then will press down, applying pressure, creating folds and cuts, just like what may be done inside of a factory, say with sheet metal. Obviously, we don't want our visitors working with a material such as that, but paper, they'd be able to. So you can see it pressed a shape, cut it out. There are also folds, indentations from our die cutting machine. We have the instructions. Visitors would then be able to assemble it into a box that they can keep it if they would like. Certainly something fun to take home. And if not, because we are environmentally conscious, we always make sure to recycle the paper. This is another one of our newest exhibits that we recently opened up. It's Legos, but it's an enormous Lego table, and it has a theme to it. It's in our area that has space exhibits. This particular unit is to talk about what do you need to think about to design and then build a habitat on the surface of Mars. There are directional pieces over here, so our visitors would be able to learn about the surface of Mars, the weather of Mars. What are some of the components that you might need for living habitation, for food processing, for water processing? And then you can build whatever you think would last and survive on the surface of Mars. Another one of our newest exhibits involves what we call a ball wall or a gravity wall. Magnets that have been set inside of these pieces, all of which are different shapes. You can see all of them over here are different shapes. All of them move, so visitors can assemble them or disassemble them as they wish to try to create a path of some kind, and then see if their path actually works with one of the balls. Let's see what happens here. And of course, if it doesn't work, you can always experiment a bit more until you get the design and shape that you want. Somebody before us was having fun with this one, so let's see if it works. Didn't work that first time. Pretty good. Somebody designed a really nice ball ramp over there. Okay, and how about we'll do one more one of our newer ones over here. And I can even do a walk into this one.
Yeah.
All right, do you remember I was telling you about how we're going to have a temporary exhibition of these big blue blocks, polymer blocks, with our exhibition called Build It. We did buy an extra unit that we're keeping and put on permanent display. We replaced our original 25-year-old catenary arch, which was so worn down that even families with really tall people weren't able to get the arch assembled. Well, with this unit, it's much easier for visitors to assemble. It's made out of these big blue blocks. They're lightweight. They're numbered, so visitors will know what order to put them in. And then a family or group of families or a couple of kids in a class can work together to be able to assemble it. I'm not going to move any of them, otherwise the entire arch will tumble down. The most important piece is the one in the center that's called the keystone for a catenary arch. That's the particular shape we have here. The keystone is taking the weight and pressure of this side of the arch going that way, the weight and pressure of this side of the arch going that way, and it keeps it in place. Okay, maybe I will.
Well, this is towards the end of the show. Thank you for coming on to my show, Martin Fisher of Science Central.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope your viewers enjoy it, and I hope that they come in and visit us to see all of the new exhibits. We only saw some of the new exhibits.
You should see the basement, but that's all right. Anyways, downstairs I mean. So, thank you. What day? This is Patty Hunter, Patty's Page. Thank you for coming and watching my show with Martin Fisher of Science Central. We'll see you next week, and may you have a blessed week. Bye.
Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time apart give in to all our fears. God will keep us close from up above. So until we meet again, Godspeed, my love. God is with us always, and for the rest